Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm pleased with the output of the carries that Jordan Howard got. I'm not going to say that it makes me happy. But I will tell you this. I don't think it was bad. You had two different type of running backs with over 5 yards to carry. Sproles and Howard. Now, I understand the organization and the fans are really high on Miles Sanders. Trust me, I get it. I like Miles Sanders' potential. I like the way he runs. I believe that he can be the running back of the future for the Philadelphia Eagles. But you got to put Miles on Howard. No pun intended. You got to do whatever you got to do for this season. If you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to put some mileage on Howard. I'm sorry. There's no other way I could say it. There's no other way we could cut it. Now, our upcoming opponent can't stop the run. So it really don't matter who we run the ball with. But the Philadelphia Eagles, if you want to have Super Bowl success with the team that we already got that's constructed, we want to follow the same patterns and the same things that we did. You know, we want to do the same things we did over and over again so we can get the same result. Now, what ultimately switched the tide for the Philadelphia Eagles? What ultimately did it? The run game in the second half. The run game in the second half. We come down out of halftime needing to score, down 20-7. The run game got us back into it. What I was saying before we started the season, I said that we want to approach everything like a heavyweight fight because we got a knockout punch now in Deshaun Jackson. We want to jab, and set you up with the run just to come across your head and knock you out with D-Jacks. And that's what we started doing in the second half. A lot of people had success as far as quarterbacks are concerned. In the first week, Phillip Rivers threw for 300. Dak Prescott threw for 400. Carson Wentz threw for 300, 3 touchdowns. Even Eli Manning threw for 300 yards. In fact, Eli Manning threw for 300 yards. And I think they might be the only team that lost where the quarterback threw for 300 yards and they had a 100-yard rusher. Now, we could go on and on about, how important the run is. But I feel like if the New York Giants even would have stuck with the run, the outcome could have been a little different. I'm not saying they win the game. I'm saying that about the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys game. The game was closer than the score say. The game was closer than the score say. But again, it comes back down to media manipulation. Media persuasion. They would have you say that the Philadelphia Eagles defense is the big red flag. They would have you say that, wouldn't they? Judging off by how two teams started. But who do you think gave up more yards? Who do you think gave up more yards in week 1? The Dallas Cowboys or the Philadelphia Eagles? Now, we told the Redskins what they was going to do to have to beat us, and that was throw the ball. We gave them no choice. Now, if you look at the New York Giants stat lines, they had many options. They had over 100-yard rusher and a quarterback that passed for 300 yards. What was the downfall for the New York Giants in week 1? Some want to say coaching. Some want to say referees. My point is this. If the Philadelphia Eagles can establish a dual-headed monster every week like we did against the Washington Redskins, then I don't think anybody's going to have an answer for us this season. But at the end of the day, you got to put Miles on Howard. I'll tell you why the mileage must go on Howard. Howard is looking like a rental. We're so high on Miles Sanders. Why would we give Miles Sanders the bulk of these carries when we're renting a stud like Howard? Are we going to extend Howard? I don't think so. Does Howard want to split carries with Miles Sanders for the rest of his rookie contract? I don't think so. Jordan Howard is looking more and more like a runner. I'm almost 100% sure he's not on the roster next year. So why not feature that guy that you got for a steal? Your young guy's still going to get some carries, but there's no way that Miles Sanders should have had the bulk of the carries. I just don't see it. I don't understand why that would be. He had 11 carries, had 2-point-something yards a carry. When you got this guy, you give him the ball 3 times in a row, 2 separate times, complete his 6 carries, and he bulldozed and did what he had to do every time he touched the rock. He's used to the contact. He's used to it. Feed him the ball. Put the miles on Howard. It's very, very simple. Look what Dalvin Cook did to the Atlanta Falcons. Look what he did to the Atlanta Falcons. They put the miles on Cook. They didn't even have to throw the ball. These teams nowadays are not set up to stop the run. It's only about 3 teams in the NFL that's set up like that. One being the Eagles, one probably being the Baltimore Ravens. There's not a lot of teams that's set up to stop the run. And the other one, I would have to say the Tennessee Titans, based off what I saw. Now, the Tennessee Titans looking pretty good defensively, based on what I saw of week 1. But everybody is only building to stop deep threats in the passing game. Running the ball is not a lost art. Running the ball is an art that people use when they want to win a Super Bowl. Super Bowl teams run the ball. It don't matter if you got a feature back or if you got a 3-headed monster like we showed in week 1. Running the ball will be key for this offense because it opened up everything. As you can see, you can use 3 backs and your quarterback can still get 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Put the miles on Howard. Let me know what you think in the comments.